The group of the European People's Party, abbreviated to EPP Group, is a centre-right political group in the European Parliament. The EPP Group is made up of MEPs elected from member parties of the European People's Party. In this respect, there is a distinction between the European People's Party and the EPP Group. The group comprises politicians of Christian Democratic and Conservative orientation. The European People's Party was officially founded as a European political party in 1976. However, the European People's Party group in the European Parliament has existed in one form or another since June 1953, from the Common Assembly of the European Coal and Steel Community. This makes it one of the oldest EU political groups. Its size has given it influence in all the EU's institutions. It has been the largest political group in the European Parliament since 1999. In the European Council, 14 out of 28 heads of state and government belong to the EPP family, and in the European Commission, 13 out of 28 commissioners come from EPP parties. History: the Common Assembly of the European Coal and Steel Community first met on September 10, 1952, and the first Christian Democratic Group was unofficially formed the next day, with Mans Hassan as president. The group held 38 of the 78 seats, too short of an absolute majority. On June 16, 1953, the Common Assembly passed a resolution enabling the official formation of political groups, and on June 23, 1953, the Constituent Declaration of the group was published and the group was officially formed. The Christian Democrat Group was the biggest group at formation, but as time wore on it lost support and was the second biggest group by the time of the 1979 elections. As the European Community expanded into the European Union, the dominant centre-right parties in the new member states were not necessarily Christian Democratic, and the EPP feared being sidelined. To counter this, the EPP expanded its remit to cover the centre-right regardless of tradition and pursued a policy of integrating conservative parties. This policy led to Greek New Democracy and Spanish People's Party MEPs joining the EPP group. The British and Danish Conservatives tried to maintain a group of their own called the European Democrats, but lack of support and the problems inherent in maintaining a small group forced ED's collapse in the 1990s, and its members crossed the floor to join the EPP group. The parties of these MEPs also became full members of the EPP, and this consolidation process of the European centre-right throughout the 1990s with the acquisition of members from the Italian party Forza Italia. However, the consolidation was not unalloyed and a split emerged with the Eurosceptic MEPs who congregated in a subgroup within the group, also called the European Democrats. Nevertheless, the consolidation held through the 1990s, assisted by the group being renamed to the European People's Party European Democrats, and after the 1999 European elections the EPP-ED reclaimed its position as the largest group in the parliament from the PES group. Size was not enough, however, the group did not have a majority. It continued therefore to engage in the Grand Coalition to generate the majorities required by the cooperation procedure under the Single European Act. This coalition has held, although occasionally the group adopts a government opposition dynamic with the other groups, notably during the budget crisis when it opposed the PES and brought about the resignation of the Santer Commission. Meanwhile, the parties in the European Democrats subgroup were growing restless and finally left following the 2009 elections, when the Czech Civic Democrats and British Conservatives formed their own right-wing European Conservatives and Reformists group on June 22, 2009, abolishing the European Democrats subgroup from that date. The EPP-ED group reverted to its original name, the EPP Group, immediately. The EPP Group remains for the 7th European Parliament the largest parliamentary group with 275 MEPs. It is currently the only political group in the European Parliament to fully represent its corresponding European political party, that is the European People's Party. The United Kingdom is now the only EU member state not to have representation in the EPP group. Membership at formation: the 38 members in the group on September 11, 1952 were as follows. Structure, organization: the EPP group is governed by a collective that allocates tasks. The presidency consists of the group chair and a maximum of 10 vice-chairs, including the treasurer. The day-to-day running of the EPP Group is performed by its Secretariat in the European Parliament, led by its Secretary-General. The group runs its own think tank, the European Ideas Network, which brings together opinion formers from across Europe to discuss issues facing the European Union from a centre-right perspective. The EPP Group presidency includes the chairs of the group, and its predecessors from 1952 to September 18, 2008 are as follows. Membership: the national parties that have members of the EPP Group are as follows. Activities: in the news, activities performed by the group in the period between June 2004 and June 2008 include monitoring elections in Palestine and the Ukraine, encouraging trans-European rail travel, telecoms deregulation, energy security, a common energy policy, the accession of Bulgaria and Romania to the Union, partial reform of the CAP and attempts to tackle illegal immigration, denouncing Russian involvement in South Ossetia, supporting the Constitution Treaty and the Lisbon Treaty, debating globalization, relations with China, and Taiwan, backing plans to outlaw Holocaust denying, nominating Anna Politkovskaya for the 2007 Sakharov Prize, expelling Daniel Hannan from the group. The discussion about whether MEPs should remain within EPP or form a group of their own. Criticisms of the group's approach to tackle low turnout for the 2009 elections and the group's use of the two-president arrangement. Parliamentary activity profile. The debates and votes in the European Parliament are tracked by its website and categorized by the groups that participate in them and the rule of procedure that they fall into. The results give a profile for each group by category, and the total indicates the group's level of participation in parliamentary debates. The activity profile for each group for the period August 1, 2004 to August 1, 2008 in the 6th Parliament is given on the diagram on the right. The group is denoted in blue. The website showed the group as participating in 659 motions, making it the third most active group during the period. Publications: the group produces many publications, which can be found on its website. Documents produced in 2008 cover subjects such as dialogue with the Orthodox Church, study days, its strategy for 2008-09, Euro-Mediterranean relations, and the Treaty of Lisbon. It also publishes a yearbook and regularly publishes a presentation, a 2-page summary of the group. Academic analysis. Along with the other political groups, the group has been analyzed by academics on its positions regarding various issues. Those positions are summarized in this article. That article characterizes the group as a three-quarter male group that, prior to ED's departure, was only 80% cohesive and split between centre-right Europhiles and right-wing Eurosceptics. That article characterized the group as a whole as ambiguous on hypothetical EU taxes, against taxation, green issues, social liberal issues and full Turkish accession to the European Union, and for a deeper federal Europe, deregulation, the common foreign and security policy and controlling migration into the EU. See also: European People's Party, Movement for European Reform, Members of the European Parliament 2004 to 2009, References. External links: EPP Group in the European Parliament, European People's Party.